round robin. So priority scheduling are having two types, preemptive and non-preemptive. Preemptive means whenever any higher priority process will come, it will give the resources, it will give the CPU, and that higher priority process can start execution. And non-priority, even if the higher priority process the non-preemptive will not give the resources. For example, I have given the printout of 100 pages, somebody else is having lower priority, given the printout of 1 page, but until my 100 page will complete, it will not going to give the resources to that particular process. So non-preemptive mode, you cannot switch the processes, while in preemptive, it will switch the processes. Now, the example of priority scheduling, the processes P1, P2, P3, and P4 are given, bus time is given, and the priorities are given. Priorities can be sometime less number is the higher priority, sometime higher number is the lesser priority. If they have not mentioned, in that case, you can take lesser number as a higher priority. So here the higher priority is 1, right? Because the lesser number is 1. Now the second thing, you need to check it at arrival time, but the arrival time is not given here, so you need to consider 0 arrival time for all the processes. It means at the time of 0, all the processes are arrived into the ready queue, and from this ready queue, you need to take one by one process for the execution of and assigning to the CPU and input output resources, right? So all the processes 3 and processes 4 right now we are having in ready queue. So process 1 is having priority highest, that is the 1. So process P2 will going to execute because it is having priority highest, and that is 1. P2 is having burst time 3, and this is the non-preemptive. So all 3 unit of P2 will execute. So from 0 to 3, P2 will execute. P2 is completed. Now the next highest priority we are having is of P1, that is 2. And P1 will start at 3
And
because
can you
P2.
change the slide?
Yes, please.
Can you
What happened?
change the slide?
I'll draw it. You want me to draw the Gantt chart?
No. Slide. Can you change the slide?
I have already changed. You can pin on my presentation. I am on the example of priority scheduling algorithm. You can pin on my presentation. You can see pin symbol is given too.
No, types of priority schedule algorithm, ma'am.
No.
Ma'am, your screen is freezed, I guess.
Yes.
No, I can see here. You can keep means you can pin on the
Now it's
presentation.
visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it just got switched. It
Now it's
just got
visible.
switched.
Now, which PPT you can see? Example of priority scheduling.
Yes, ma'am. Example of priority
Yes, ma'am.
scheduling algorithm.
Okay, fine. See, the processes are given, the burst time is given, and the priority is given. Now, the lowest priority, or you have to consider as the highest, lower number, or higher number you can consider as a higher. So it has given to you whether to consider which number as a higher priority or lower priority. But right now I'm considering lower number as the higher priority. So 1 is the lowest number and it is having the highest priority. First criteria for the example is arrival time. The process which arrived first will go for the execution first. But here arrival time is not given, so I'm taking arrival time 0 for all the processes, right? So all the processes already arrived at time 0. Now we need to check the second condition, then that is the priority. Priority 1 means highest priority, it is of process 2. So in Gantt chart, you have to first process P2. P2 is having 3 unit of execution. So from 0 to 3, P2 will execute because it is non-preemptive. Now P2 has finished the execution, so remove it. Second thing is the next highest priority, it is of P1 because it is 2, and P1 is having 21 of execution time or the burst time. So P1 will start at 3 plus you need to add 21 because it is going to execute for 21 units of time, because its burst time or execution time is 21. So at 3 it is going to start and it will execute up to the 24 by adding 21 into the 3. So P1 will complete at 24. So P1 is also removed from the ready queue. Its execution completed. Now the next process with the higher priority is the P4 process, and which is having burst time 2 and it is non-preemptive. So at 24 where P1 complete, P4 will start and it is going to run for the 2 units. So at 26 P4 will going to complete. You have to remove P4 from the queue. The last priority process is P3, which is having 6 unit of execution. So P3 will start when P4 complete. At 26 P3 will start So 26 plus 6 is equal to 32. So at 32, P3 will finish. Now all the processes are completed. They have completed their execution. So we have checked, or we have gone through the priority given to us. From this Gantt chart, you can find out what is the completion time. So you can see here, completion time for the P1 is 24, P2 is 3. So you can write down completion time for the P1 is 24, P2 is 3. Completion time for the P3 is what? 32. So you can write down completion time for the P3 is 32. Completion time for the P4 as per the Gantt chart is what? Let me answer. What is the completion time for the P4? Answer me. 26. Very nice. Okay. And you know the equation of waiting time and the turnaround time. I need to calculate first turnaround time because I am having completion time and I am having arrival time in this table. This I don't have to complete because TAT I don't have. TAT I need to complete first. Then I can count the waiting time. So completion time for the P1 is 24. You can write down from here. And arrival time for all the processes are 0. Completion time for the P2 you can write down from here. That is 3. 3 minus 0. So 3. Completion time for the P3 is 32 minus arrival time is 0. So 32. Completion time for the P4 is 26 minus arrival time is equal to 0. So 26. So average turnaround time as per the previous examples we have done. Summation of all the turnaround time divide by 4. So you will going to get 21.25 is average turnaround time. Same way you need to calculate the waiting time. So now TAT you are having 24 for the process 1. Waiting time or burst time is given here for the P1 is 21. So 24 minus 21 is equal to 3. For P2, 3 is the turnaround time minus 3 is the burst time given to you. So it will be 0 because P2 has not waited, it got started. Plus, you can say that for P3, what is turnaround time? Let me know for P3. What is turnaround time? Bolo fatafat.
32.
32. And burst time? 6. It is given here. Right? You need to see this column and you need to see this column. Okay? And for P4, 26 is the burst time and the 2 is the burst time and the 26 is the turnaround time. So you will get 24. Average waiting time, summation of all 4 divide by 4. So whatever you will get, that is your average waiting time. I'm going a bit fast because you already learned all these things. You know how to proceed it. You can try at home also. Now next one is preemptive mode. We can see the priority scheduling in preemptive mode. Some background noise is coming because I am on leave and I am at home. Even though I'm taking lecture since morning. Since 9 it is, I think it is around 2, but I haven't even got the rest of single minutes. I'm continuously working on leave also. So processes are given P1, P2 and P3 and P4. This is P4 and the arrival time of the processes are different. You can see here. So first criteria is to proceed through the arrival time, minimum arrival time, because process आई ही नहीं है तो how can we proceed? वो आनी तो चाहिए ना रेडी क्यू में. Arrive ही नहीं हुई है तो we cannot process. Process which arrive, that can only be proceed. So second criteria is nothing. I mean first criteria is arrival time. Second we need to do as per the given example. So here we have given the priorities 1, 2 and 4. 1 is the highest priority, 2 is the second and the fourth one is the next priority. 3 is the next priority. Okay. You can write down 3 here. Okay, you can write down P4 here. I think P4 is here, 8 is here, 6 is here, and 3 is here. I think it will be like this: P4, 8, 6, and there is some problem. Of course, that's why.
मैम તમારી સ્ક્રીન ફ્રીઝ થઈ ગઈ છે, કઈ હલતું જ નથી સ્ક્રીનમાં.
Example of priority scheduling for શું? पिन करो ना.
Sorry मैम.
यस मैम 8 है.
Example of priority scheduling.
हाँ मैम एज
Is
विजिबल
it
છે.
okay? हाँ,
हाँ
Yes
चलो
मैम.
આપણે આગળ કરીએ.
यस मैम 8 है.
Okay, see. Now first we need to consider the arrival time 0, right? Priority हमने भूली जाओ. First consider the arrival time 0. At arrival time 0 only P1 can. So we need to proceed P1 until other processes will come into the ready queue. Ready queue માં કોઈ આઈસ નથી તો પ્રોસેસ કરવાનો કોઈ મીનિંગ નથી. Only P1 arrived at time 0. So we need to proceed for P1. Now P1 is having priority 2, but P1 only arrived. Lesser priority still not arrived in the ready queue. So we need to proceed for the P1, and P1 is having burst time 5, right? Okay, now can check it out one by one. P1 can proceed for 1 unit. At arrival time 1, nobody came. At arrival time 2, nobody came. 3, nobody came. At arrival time 4, yes, P2 came. Yes, okay. हाँ बोलो.
મેમ જે લાસ્ટ એક્ઝામ્પલ હતું ને અમને એજ ડિસ્પ્લે થાય છે સ્ટીલ.
મેમ અહીં આમાં પેજ નંબર 17 પર જ આવે છે મેમ. આગળ
यस
આવ્યું
मैम.
નથી.
यस.
Example of
અરાઇવલ ટાઈમ
priority
0
scheduling.
વાળું
મેમ તમે ફર્સ્ટ નું કરાયો ને પ્રાયોરિટી 2143 વાળું. મેં તમને એ જ કીધું મેમ તમે સ્ક્રીન હલતી નહીં ફ્રીઝ થઈ ગઈ છે.
Yes,
હું ફરી
ma'am.
શેર કરું. ચલો હું ફરી શેર કરું. ઓકે.
Okay,
ओके
ma'am.
मैम.
છો તો હવે
Now it's perfect,
हाँ
ma'am.
बराबर है मैम.
हाँ मैम.
हाँ ओके તો બરાબર છે. See, now you can see the example of priority scheduling in preemptive mode. Okay, the example is given to us is like this. This is the process P4. There is some, I think some printing problem is there. This is the process P4. Here it is 8. Here burst time is 6. And here priority is 3. Right? Are you able to see whatever I have done? The given problem statement is P1, P2, P3, P4. Arrival time is 0, 4, 6, and 8. Burst time is 5, 8, 2, 6. Priority are 2, 1, 4, and 3. Now it is preemptive. Means higher priority process will come. It has to give the resources and it has to resume the execution, and the new priority with the higher priority it is going to start its execution. So first we need to check the criteria of arrival time, whether process arrived or not. If it arrived, then only you can proceed. If it is not arrived, then you cannot proceed. So highest priority process is P2, but P2 is not arrived. P2's arrival time is 4. So at time 0, only one process arrived, and that is P1. Now we need to execute the P1. Start from the 0. And I need to check at time 1. At time 1, any higher priority process arrived? No. At time 2, any higher priority process arrived? No. At 3, any higher priority process arrived? No. At 4, yes. At time 4, P2 arrives into the ready queue. So at time 4, I need to process the P2 because it is having higher priority than the P1. P1 got executed for 4 unit of time. So now remaining time for the P1 is 1. Now P2 is having execution time is equal to 8. So now start executing P2 and check it out. At time 5, any process arrives? No. At time 6, any higher priority process arrives? No. At time 6, P3 arrives, but it is having priority 4, which is, we can say, lesser than this P2. Even at time 8, P4 arrives, even P1 is pending, but nobody is having priority higher than the P1. So you cannot resume the execution of P1. P1 will complete its all 8 unit of execution. So 4 plus 8 at 12, P2 will complete because nobody else is having priority higher than it, right? Now again we need to check, we are having 3 processes in ready queue. P1, now this is completed. It has completed all 8 unit of execution. You remove it from the ready queue. Now you are having 3 processes in ready queue, that is P1 with priority 2, P3 with priority 4 and P4 with priority 3. So as per this, P1 is having lesser priority because at time 12 all the processes are arrived. When all the processes are arrived, you need to just check the priority. So which is having highest priority, you need to proceed. So P1 is having the priority which is higher than the 4 and 3. I can say P3 and P4. So you need to proceed for P1. But P1 is having only 1 unit remaining because 4 unit you have already proceeded, right? So at 13, P1 will complete. Now P1 you can also remove from the ready queue. The remaining processes you are having is P3 and P4. Now from P3 and P4, you can say that P3 is having higher priority, that is 3. So it is going to execute because no other processes are there. Only one process P3 remains and it is having higher priority than the lower priority than the P4. So P4 will complete all its units of execution. P4 is having 6 units of execution. So 13 plus 6, 19. P4 will going to complete. And the last process in ready queue, that is the P3, which is having priority 4, a least priority, and it is having 2 units of execution time. So at 21, P3 will complete. Are you getting what I'm telling you up till now? Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now
Yes,
what you have
ma'am.
to do, same way you need to count the arrival time, burst time, everything, completion time. Let me know what is the completion time for the P1 from this figure. You can tell me. Let me know where P1 is going to complete.
13.
What is the
13, ma'am.
13 or 4?
13.
13. How 13? How 13?
મેમ 4 ઉપર મેં હાફ પત્યું એમ છેલ્લે એનો એક બાકી હતો મેં 13 માં બતાવ્યું.
Excellent, very nice. So you need to
ma'am.
count the last unit of execution where it is going to complete. So if P1 is going to complete at 13, not 4, because only half of the P1 completed at 4, not full process. The full process is going to complete at 13. So now you need to calculate the completion time, waiting time, turnaround time, everything you need to calculate for this example. I'm not going to discuss this because you know everything, how to calculate. Now the problem is, what is the problem? Problem is starvation, because if higher priority process will only run, the lower priority process will not going to get the chance. And what is the solution? The aging technique is the solution. It means you are increasing the priority of that particular lower priority process by 0.5 every day. Suppose my priority is 20, and which is the least priority, but every day 0.5 is going to increase. Aging technique, if I'm applying, the next day I'm having 19.5, then next day I'm having 19, then I'm having 18.5, then I'm having 18. So you can reduce your priority by 0.5, that process will going to get the chance. Now the next process is round robin scheduling. It means here all the processes will going to get the chance for the execution for a given time period, and that is called quantum. So in round robin scheduling, for example, this is the time quantum 4 is given to you, right? This is the process P1, P2, P3. Burst time is given to you and arrival time is 0 for other process. Round robin scheduling is always, I can say, in preemptive mode, because it can run for only that particular time quantum. Okay.
Can you
All the
change the slide?
processes are
મેમ મેમ તમારા
Yes.
સ્ક્રીન માંથી ફ્રીઝ થઈ ગઈ છે.
તમે પિન કરો તો you pin my
મેમ પિન
presentation.
જ છે.
મેમ પિન કરેલું જ છે.
Round robin પર નથી આવતું?
ના મેમ
ના, ma'am.
બરાબર જ છે.
નો મેમ.
Okay, હું ફરી શેર કરું છું. I don't know why this is
Ma'am,
going to
આવી ગયું
happen.
મેમ.
Ma'am, થઈ switch.
So round robin, are you able to see?
યસ મેમ.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is
Yes,
round
ma'am.
robin in priority? We are seeing the priority. Based on priority, the process will get the chance. But in round robin, every process will going to get the chance for the given time quantum. Here the time quantum is 4. Even the time quantum they can give is 2, 3. Any time quantum is given in example. So processes are P1, P2, P3. Burst time are 24, 3 and 3, and the arrival time
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Ma'am, yes.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there are some net issues were coming in my phone, so I was unable to connect. So what I'm telling you, I don't remember where I was, what I was explaining. आपको पता है मैंने क्या complete किया? Preemptive and non-preemptive scheduling, I think we have completed, right?
Yes, ma'am. We were discussing round robin
Yes, ma'am.
scheduling.
Round robin का example incomplete था.
Yes, ma'am. It was going on.
ठीक है, वो करवा देते हैं, चलो. Are you able to see this presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is the problem with priority scheduling? The only higher priority process will get the chance, lower priority process will not going to get the chance. So this problem we have solved through the round robin algorithm. Means all the processes are assigned some time quantum 4 3 2 that particular, for that particular time quantum the process will going to execute. So in this problem we are having three processes, P1, P2, P3, and the burst time even are 24, 3 and 3, and all processes are arrived at the time 0. Now you need to draw the Gantt chart. So the first criteria for any example is arrival time. All these processes are arrived and it is preemptive. So one process will execute only for 4 unit of time. Then it has to give the resources or CPU to somebody else, some else process. So here we need to take the processes in sequence P1, P2, P3 because all are arrived. So we don't have to see the first come, first served. We can go in the sequence, right? So at time 0, P1 is arrived. So we need to proceed the P1 and it is first come, first served. Here also you can see the sequence P1, P2, P3. So for 4 unit of execution, P1 will execute. After this, P1 cannot execute because the time quantum is 4. So the next process is P3 that is going to execute for the 3 unit. It doesn't have 4 unit, whatever unit it is having, it is less than 3, it is less than 4. So it complete its execution. Then P3 will arrive, it is having less than 4 unit and the time quantum is 4. So P3 will also complete its execution for the 3 unit. Now at 10, P2 and P3 both have completed, so it is removed from the ready queue. And now the remaining process is only P1, which is having 4 unit we already executed here. So the remaining unit we are having 20. So that we are going to execute in the phases. So 4 we are executing here, the next 4, then 4, then next 4, then next 4. So at 30, P1 will complete the execution because 4 unit previously we have executed and the remaining unit in a slot of 5, 4 unit के 5 slot बना के हमने पूरा execution उसका कर दिया. So at the time 30, P1 will going to complete its execution. So completion time of P1 is, I can say 30 and completion time of P2 is 7. Completion time of P3 is 10, right? And arrival time for all is 0. So turnaround time for all the processes are 37 and 10. And waiting time you need to calculate. The time you can calculate as per the equation given by me. Waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. You can see here, right? So turnaround time you got from here 37 and 10. 37 and 10. Burst time is given in this table 24, 3 and 3. So you can put 24, 3 and 3, and whatever waiting time you are getting here, you need to calculate it by doing the averaging of the number of time divided by number of process. And this is the sample example. You need to calculate by yourself in exercise. Now I am stopping my lecture. do one thing today. Please